You're a good girl. Oh! What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Cougar Cave with your host, Cougar Dave. Let's get right into it. Houston sinks the Florida State Seminoles 82-67. Now, of course, we have to talk first about Kingston Flemings. The freshman phenom had 21 points, 5 assists, and 8 steals. Here at the Cougar Cave, we keep talking about how big his IQ is on the court. You know, he continues to show it, especially in getting into the passing lanes and getting buckets at the rim. Sanak had a great development game with 15 points and 10 rebounds for a solid double-double. He is slowly but surely finding his spot on the court and making his shots when that zone defense gets thrown at Houston. He's a game breaker if he can keep that up. And if he can develop a little bit better an offensive game down low, like near the rim, you know, sky's the limit. He has a great feel for the boards and snatches up rebounds. Once he gets a little more muscle on him, that'll get even better.
We want to pump you up.
Uzan had the highest plus-minus on the court with 21. He had a lot of positives in this one, and though he wasn't the primary scorer, he still led the team with 8 assists, which signals that his vision is coming back.
I can see!
I can fight!
Florida State actually put up a pretty good fight in this one. Robert McCray had 16 and was 50% from the floor. Lahe Jones had 12 points and 6 rebounds, and Chauncey Wiggins had 14 points and 6 boards off the bench. But Houston forced 25 turnovers and 15 turnovers in the second half, sealing Florida State's fate. Sacco and McCarty carried the bench in this one, and the bench in total only had 6 points between Sacco and Miller for the whole game. Time will only tell if this gets addressed. They addressed it. Despite Flemings and Sanak having tough offensive nights, Flemings had 3 turnovers, as did Uzan. The bench scored 40 of Houston's 80 points, and Emmanuel Sharp went beast mode. Tugler got out of his funk with a monster poster in the second half. He's been crossed up twice in that first quarter and sat for a while in some foul trouble, but once he came back on the court after Sacco's injury and after that jam, he was flying all over the court. We know Sharp is the unquestioned leader of this team, and I'm just going to say it again. As he goes, the Houston Cougars go. He continues to somehow get even better behind the perimeter and is still just so nasty defensively. Houston is lucky to have him.
Lucky?
Isaiah Harwell had a fantastic game with 20 points off the bench along with 4 rebounds and a team-high plus-minus of plus 42. Jazz McCarty did so much to help Houston off the bench this game as well. You know, he had 7 rebounds, but that does not do enough justice of how much of an impact he made on the court with his defensive quickness and, you know, his ability to be able to stretch the floor as well. Miller got to shine with a solid 9. He had a sensational play down low at the rim after a missed shot to get the ball back on a tough rebound and pass it back out to Sharp for 3. I'm praying for Khalif Sacco. The journeyman just got off a back injury, and that leg injury did not look great. I'm hoping it's only a minor sprain or strain at this time of the recording. We don't know. But we're hoping for the best. You know, with that said, the front court depth is going to be tested. Jacob McFarland made his triumphant debut tonight after 29 months of rehabbing a leg injury, and he immediately got 2 rebounds and a steal and drew a foul. Also, don't look now, but Ced Loth looks to be a fierce rebounder. Not just competent, but fierce. He was manhandling boards in the post at the end of that game. Up next, Houston versus New Orleans. Master P's program versus his son, Mercy Miller. In case you weren't aware, Master P is the president of operations for the New Orleans Privateers. He's also the father of Mercy Miller. I'm sure that's going to be talked about at great length, and I bet it's going to be on Mercy Miller's mind while he's playing against his dad's team. The Privateers actually started this season beating a solid TCU team 78-74. And they later also beat Tulane 85-63. They also just squeaked out a win versus Incarnate Word by a point in a game in which junior guard TJ Cope, sophomore forward MJ Thomas, and senior guard Jakevion Buckley all scored over 15 points. Panyonis Pagonis also had 14 points and was 5 of 6 off the bench and 2 of 2 from 3 in that game. Colton Benson averages a team high 15 points a game, while Buckley averages a team high 5 assists. New Orleans plays a similar game to Houston. They're very aggressive on the defense and they want to win the boards. Does that sound familiar?
I've heard that one before.
They might be 3-7, but the Privateers have some fight in them and face competition like Texas Tech and Memphis this season. This won't be as much of a walk in the park as the Jackson State game was. This is going to be a great test for the front court to keep this team off the boards, and it's going to be up to the great backcourt to control the pace of this game. I think Houston just has too many stallions in its stable in this one.
What's that? The wind.
And wins it 83-57. You can catch this one at 2 o'clock Central on ESPN Plus, or check it out in person at the Fertitta Center. Thanks, y'all. Keep calm. Go Cougs.